Jessica, we're getting some new information from Escambia County.
We want to go straight to this press conference underway. It's the Escambia County Emergency Management Agency.
Good morning. I'm Janice Gilley, Escambia County Administrator, Escambia County, Florida. Joining me today is Public Safety Director Jason Rogers, Sheriff David Morgan, Emergency Management Director Eric Gilmore, Commissioner Robert Bender, and ECUA Executive Director Bruce Woody. Sally made landfall this morning as a Category 2 at approximately 4:45 a.m. in Gulf Shores, Alabama. As a result, Escambia County was on the eastern side of that storm, which means that we have now absolutely experienced massive flooding due to the historic rainfall. We are closely working with our state and federal partners. We have requested more assets. We've requested more personnel. We are hopefully going to get responses very quickly from them. We are already having some responses as of early this morning. We are also asking those customers that are Pensacola Energy customers, we have been asked by them to tell anyone, make a phone call to 850-474-5307 if you should smell any gas. We want to make sure that we get that message out first. Our Citizens Line is still available. It's a 24-hour-a-day line that's available for residents. The number there is 850-474-6600. We do encourage you to continue to follow us on the Be Ready Escambia Facebook and Twitter. Unfortunately, we are having experiencing situations with our internet due to the provider, as I'm sure you all can understand. There are many providers that are having issues today. I do want to introduce Jason Rogers, our, like I said, Public Safety Director, and he's going to go over our operations and give you a status currently. Thank you.
Good morning. Currently, Escambia County, all of its assets, including Escambia County Fire Rescue, Emergency Medical Service, the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, have engaged in response and rescue operations. Currently, we are undergoing swift water and still water rescue operations and have engaged the Florida National Guard with high water rescue vehicles, and we have embedded emergency service personnel in those vehicles to help assist with those rescues. We have also requested and are receiving a response from the United States Coast Guard, who are sending boat teams over from Mobile, and as well as our FEMA USAR partners who were pre-staged and will be arriving momentarily. We have a team from Jacksonville, and we also have a team that will be arriving from Tennessee in the next few hours. They were pre-staged and ready to respond as well. Currently, we've also engaged our voluntary organizations active in disaster, and the Florida Baptist Disaster Relief has a full complement response coming to our area for that relief. Ongoing active water rescue operations are continuing. We are opening shelters as we need. We certainly have the Bay Center has been open for some time and will continue to open shelters as those needs and numbers arise. We have currently the hospital situation is good. Our partners are open and staffed. Some, however, are under generator power and will currently have no water, but that is being a priority to get that back up and running. So our hospitals are open, and we are making all emergency responses at this time. They're being prioritized so that we ask that you are patient when you call 911 to get an ambulance or fire rescue out to you. Those that are in imminent danger are being dealt with first. That is the current state of our rescue operations. We are still in the response area and operational area of response. As the rainfall continues, we also realize that the flooding is going to continue, and for those of you that live in flood-prone areas or potentially flood-prone areas, we anticipate that those areas are going to receive significant flooding, so be very conscious and operationally aware. Thank you.
Good morning. Eric Gilmore, Escambia County Emergency Manager. As of yesterday afternoon at 6 p.m., Escambia County went to level 1 activation for the EOC. We went 24-hour. We was 24-hour shifts to begin with, but we went level 1 activation, so we can bring in more assets and do what we needed to do. As Ms. Gilly said, we did get impacted by Sally. She was a Category 2, made landfall on Gulf Shores, and inundated our western side of the county with a deluge of water. As of last night, around 1:30, we was receiving reports from NAS Pensacola that they were at 18.9 inches. And then from there, we got busy, and their gauge, I don't know if it stopped or we just didn't get another report on it, but we definitely possibly went over 20 inches as expected. We did see the amount of water that Mobile Weather and the National Hurricane Center was predicting. The thing that did was the intensification. As it come ashore, it did go to a level, Category 2 right before landfall. As we stand right now, the south end of the county is still receiving some gust of tropical storm force winds. We do have variable rain going on and some windy conditions. The north end of the county is still not accessible. We still have higher gusts, tropical storm force winds up there, so we won't be able to assess what's going on in the north end of the county for another couple hours until the storm clears out. As Jason Rogers mentioned, we do have our shelter operational right now at the Pensacola Bay Center. What we're doing now is, as we do rescues, we're putting them at a place, a refugee type shelter, where we're just getting them high and dry, getting them out of harm's way. And when the winds get to a certain level where we can have ECAP buses come out, we'll start having buses run and pick those people up and bring them to a more suitable host shelter. As we do these rescues, if these people do have somewhere to go and a friend or a family member they can call, we're absolutely letting them go, stay with where they feel more comfortable, but if they don't, then we're trying to offer them a place to stay. We do have a lot of assets that will be moving today and mobilizing. We have a lot of assets coming in that were pre-staged just outside the theater, but we'll have a lot of stuff coming in today and a lot of pieces moving around. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Escambia County Sheriff David Morgan. All of us kind of have a tremendous part to play in this thing. I think many of us were beating ourselves up first thing this morning because the reports that we had gotten from the National Weather Service, et cetera, led us to believe that while we would certainly have some impact from this storm, it would not be a direct hit on Escambia County, and it certainly wouldn't have the devastating effects that we're experiencing right now. I will tell you it's bad. It's going to take a considerable amount of time to clean up from this, and on top of battling the pandemic, dealing with the COVID virus, we're now going to have to deal with cleaning and pulling ourselves up out of a hurricane. We have extensive flood damage in Escambia County. So from a law enforcement perspective, a couple things we want to emphasize to everybody. Unless you are in a life-threatening situation, please shelter in place. Do not get out in your vehicles, get to moving around. We have so many roadways that are covered in water. You do not know what's underneath that water. It could be everything from a sinkhole to the pavement has washed away, and you could end up finding yourself in a life-threatening situation for you and your family just because you wanted to get out and drive around the community and see the extent of the damage. So unless you are in a flooded home or a flooded domicile, do not leave your house. Now, obviously, if you suspect there's a gas leak or something, again, that is life-threatening, exit your home in that case. And if it's, if there's water in your particular neighborhood, call us, and we will get out there either with a boat or high water vehicles. As your emergency operations folks are pointing out to everybody, we have these assets here in Escambia County. The Sheriff's Office has a Marine unit as well as a couple of high water vehicles, as does the county, requesting assistance from the state. Speaking of the state, we've spoken with Governor DeSantis this morning, myself and Ms. Gilly, the county administrator, and they are sending all the assets that we could ask for from the state and any additional that we may need. We're getting people referencing this morning, about Ivan. While it may not have had the same wind effect that Ivan's had, it looks as though the damage because of the water and the wind may be comparable to that. And at this time, we're trying to confirm that there may be a section of the 3-mile bridge missing in Escambia County. We've also got a report unconfirmed on this that another barge has broken loose and that it may be heading for the bridge on Interstate 10. So we tell you this to, again, get you please to stay home. This is not the time to get out in your vehicle and try to cross any of the bridges at this time. Let this storm clear. Let us and the Escambia County emergency management folks get out and declare our community safe before you get out. So again, if you're in a life-threatening situation, give us a call. Just call 911 You will get on a list, and we'll either get a boat out there to pick you up or a high water vehicle. We anticipate the evacuations could literally be in the thousands, because if you're in a home that has suffered water damage, you've had a couple of feet of water in your home, your utilities are going to be turned off, and you cannot remain in that home. So it will require us to evacuate you if your streets are flooded. So it's going to be a long time, folks, for us to come out of this thing. Please be patient. Please work with us. If you have any questions, call the Escambia County Sheriff's Office or the emergency management folks here. Someone will get you an answer, and we can walk you through this process. Do not take your life or your family's life into your own hands. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bruce Woody. I am the Executive Director of the Emerald Coast Utilities Authority. First and foremost, thank you to our customers and their patience and understanding as we are working through returning full service to our customer base. Obviously, this is a pretty harrowing event, and we have quite a few of our own facilities that we need to bring back into service. That will take a little bit of time. I'll discuss that here in just a moment. And we also want to thank the Sheriff's Department. They helped us last night over on Pensacola Beach, help try to identify possible location of a water main break that eventually caused us to have to close the water service to the beach. I'd also like to ask our customer base to request that your use of water be for at least the next 48 hours to be limited to essential needs only. Our concern being that if you have a sprinkler system, if you have a line that goes to a dock that might be broken, or any other type of leak in your system, if you please would shut that off. If you need assistance, if you have a major leak, please contact us, and we will assist you as well to turn off service to your home or business as may be needed. The reason for that are twofold. Number one, we want to reduce the inflow to our sanitary sewer system while we're bringing it back up online, and would also like to be able to maximize the pressures on our water system so that we can provide that water service in the places that it's needed most. If you need to make that call in the short term, the phone number you'll need to contact is 850-471-6612. That hopefully will be a short period of time. As Ms. Gilly already mentioned, there are service providers that are also having challenges with services, and our main number is currently out of service during that period of time. When that's back in service, our regular customer service number is 850-476-0480. Next, just a real quick summary. Pensacola Beach, we did have to shut that off last night at 11 p.m. Twofold, we had a water main break, could not identify the location. We were maintaining pressures. In fact, we were running 4 times the regular consumption level in order to maintain water service for as long as we could. We did eventually have to end it at 11 o'clock because the tide and surge levels were such that our wastewater pump stations were overtaken on the beach, so we had to stop service for both water and sewer. Our general update for water service, we have 26 wells in service prior to the storm. As of right now, about 60% of those are currently in service. Others are coming online as generators are reset and electric power is provided again. That is adequate to provide the volume needed, but we are in a condition where we have numerous line breaks. All the trees that are down create damage to buried utilities, be it water, sewer, or other utility providers as well. So we've been a victim of that, and so we're having some pressure issues in some areas, mostly close to the coast. So again, your assistance to defray your use of the system helps maintain our system pressure, and we certainly appreciate that. Sewer system, our Central Water Reclamation Facility that was built after Ivan up north performed wonderfully. Special thanks to our staff who made sure that we were prepared for this storm well in advance and had the volume capable to receive the level of flows that we had. It performed very well and didn't have any problems at the plant. We do, however, have over 400 lift stations throughout our community, and close to somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 of those are not operating at the moment, mostly due to power-related issues. Those are coming back online as our power provider is able to assist us with that, and we certainly appreciate their help in that regard. Sanitation. Right now, the landfill is closed for Tuesday and Wednesday. That was announced, I believe, before the storm. We'll be closely coordinating with the county regarding when that facility will be back open, and therefore when we'll be able to resume our sanitation collection. Thank you very much.
Thank you. As many of you have maybe been through storms before, or you've been without power, maybe other situations, one of the things that we typically do is we do put generators on to help power our homes. If you do have a generator running, please make sure that you do not keep that generator in your garage or anywhere in your home, or even maybe even a balcony if you are in a condo or an apartment situation. We want to make sure that you protect yourself. We know that power is important, and I know that our providers are working really hard to restore that power for you. We are probably looking at response for at least another 12 hours in terms of making sure, maybe even 16 hours. So please know that we are trying our best to make sure that we protect the life, health, and safety of our citizens first. So with that, we'll be more than happy to take some questions.
Sheriff Morgan, you mentioned that a piece of the 3 Mile Bridge has been...
That's what's been reported to us. We have a photo. We're trying to put eyes on that right now. We've got both the Pensacola Police Department and the Gulf Breeze PD checking it out. Right now, it appears as though that it's probably true.
Okay, so currently unconfirmed.
But again, it's currently unconfirmed.
And the same with the bridge over
Right.
The I-10 piece of
Right.
bridge you're talking about
Right.
over the Escambia Bay?
Right.
Okay.
But I know the emergency management folks are working that issue too. So, right. But when we confirm it, we'll certainly tell you. I mean, I just texted somebody while there was another speaker to see if we'd put the eyes on yet so we could confirm or not. But we're certainly checking it out right now. As you can well imagine, that's a pretty serious thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you all have numbers yet on how many water rescues have been performed at this point? I know it's going on.
Operations is keeping that number.
I don't have a specific number of individuals, but I can tell you that the areas that we are making those rescues at have almost 300 homes, not necessarily in one area, but the culmination of all those areas. We're coordinating the evacuation and planning for those 300 homes immediately, because we know that those individuals in those neighborhoods who have not evacuated need evacuated now. So we know that that is our significant number. You know, depending on how many people live in each of those homes, how many of them evacuated, we don't know. I don't have a totality of what that is, but we look to those numbers as they come in for sheltering. We will probably have those later today. Certainly, as the response is ongoing, that number will increase.
And I was also going to ask, number of people in shelters right now?
That again is an ebb and flow. I can tell you that we had 122 people in shelters last night about 9-10 p.m. That is obviously going to change significantly, and we are engaging the pieces of the logistical portions of our plan for sheltering to get people moved. Obviously, rescue is going to be the number one thing in getting those shelters opened up, more shelters in more neighborhoods. We are planning on at least 3 more opening, and that process is ongoing and has been ongoing since about 6:30 this morning. So those will open up, and we have those. Buildings have to be checked first, then the personnel that run the shelter will get in, get it opened up, and then they will start receiving people. So once we have the appropriate structures safe and open, then they will start receiving people, and we'll get that information out to you immediately once we have confirmed all those pieces.
High tide is happening right about now. Do y'all have any reports of storm surge from areas? We know there was storm surge in downtown Pensacola at the beach. What have y'all seen?
So it's certainly, storm surge and high tide has not been our friend this morning, and we will continue to lean our water assets forward. However, we are learning that they're coming further and further north. I can tell you that the Warrington area is seeing some significant flooding, and even one of our firehouses is seeing it as far north as that area. So it is very much a fluid situation, no pun intended. But the flooding is certainly a big concern and will continue to be a concern as long as we are still receiving the rain.
I'm receiving a bunch of questions on our Facebook Live page. Estimates of water, sewer, or power restoration. I imagine it varies depending on where we're at. But
I'll defer that to emergency management.
So the restoration, as you can imagine, we started our planning pieces this morning at 5 a.m. when we started hearing about the Cat 2 possibility. Started putting pieces in place. You can understand that the storm we still had high winds, 7, 8 o'clock. We had a tough time getting our response, our emergency rescue personnel out. So as far as those pieces go right now, we don't have good numbers on those, what's up, what's down. We're focusing all our efforts on life safety and rescue at this moment. Once we get settled in after past our response, we'll start looking at infrastructure and getting those pieces together. But right now, I do not have a number for you on what's up and what's down as far as electricity, lift stations, or anything like that.
And folks can bring pets to the shelter as long as they have their vaccination documentation.
That's correct. Please, if you bring your pets, bring your vaccination documentation. It helps our staff out, our animal control people there to verify that your pet is safe to be in the shelter. Yes, ma'am.
And back to, just circling back to the statement regarding 3 additional shelters being opened. Currently, the Bay Center and its general population, special needs, and of course as you mentioned, pets as well. So that's co-located. Are you going to separate those shelters out when you open these 3 additional ones, or are you going to just open them as a co-located shelter as well?
They will be co-located shelters as well. That is at least the plan. We have got to make sure that those structures are sound for that decision to be made, and there's a process in doing that with like the school administration, if we're going to use the school, and make sure that they have all the resources that they have. What we don't want to do is create a problem that we have not identified. So that is the hesitation to say this is where we're going, because once we identify them as safe, once that information comes in, then we can start sending the logistical pieces out to those schools so they're ready to receive people. Again, the focus right now is on response and rescue as we continue to look into this and make sure that the assets that we're bringing in are appropriate and that we have enough. The one thing is, you brought up pets. We do have the Humane Society of the United States is bringing 2 animal rescue boat teams in, and we anticipate, after life safety for our citizens, that there will be pets that need to be rescued, and we have also requested those 2 teams. We have two more teams as far away as I believe Michigan that are willing to respond, so they are on standby, but we're bringing in those 2 as well. After we take care of all of our citizens, then we'll worry about those as well. And the pets from the shelter have been evacuated.
Yeah, the rivers have not crested either, by the way.
Yeah. Sheriff Morgan brought up a very good point. We still are seeing high levels of flood. The rivers, both Perdita and Escambia River, have not crested yet. So those of you who live on those rivers, please be aware. Take your protective actions now. Now's your time to get it done. If you need to move out of the area, take what you need, get out of here. We're looking at, I think the last levels I saw.